Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning as we keep on rolling. A couple of days ago, I put up the video spitting venom, and I was pretty pissed. You guys know that. And I was talking about standing up for our rights, standing up for what we believe in, fighting back. And it's damn time that we start doing it. A lot of times every day I get emails from you guys, questions about anything, whether it's gardening, whether it's financial, whatever would be. I had an email last night from somebody who was asking me about their husband and son working 20 minutes away, and what should they do in case of some sort of nuclear attack? Some questions I can't help with, some I can give suggestions, whatever it would be. But I try to do what I can to help you guys. And again, I don't have all the answers. Nobody does, okay? I can give you an idea that maybe you didn't think of, but ultimately it comes down to the point where, y'all got to do what y'all got to do, all right? And none of us can figure out exactly what we would do in a situation. About 6 months ago, I got an email from one of y'all, okay? Gentleman in North Carolina. And he was telling me the story of what was going on about his little homestead being destroyed by new neighbors. Wealthy neighbors who came in and bought the property above him, who wanted to, I guess, buying it more like an investment property, hoping to develop the property or whatever it would be. He didn't want anything to do with it. He wanted to keep his little homestead. And the people, this millionaire, apparently he was, decided to infringe on Joe's rights. And Joe had told me this whole story and said, what do you think I should do? I'm like, you got to contact an attorney. You got to contact the state to do something. And one other idea I threw at him, I said, contact the local news, an I-team, an investigative reporter. Okay, we probably all have them in our local media, your ABC, NBC, CBS, maybe even the Fox affiliate or whatever has some sort of investigative reporter to it. Joe did. I want you to watch this.
Disputes between neighbors are common, but a man in Waynesville called our help desk saying the person next door put his property underwater on purpose.
He says it flooded his barn. He says now he has hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages. News 13's Karen Zakalak tells us that neighbor could now face criminal charges.
Joe Cook now needs rain boots just to walk through his barn.
I guess some of my machines are probably ruined. I don't even want to go back there. I get depressed every time I come in here.
He tells us this is where he kept much of his equipment and many of his life's memories, but all that was destroyed by several feet of water. Not from too much rain, but from the wall that he says his next-door neighbor built right along the property line.
It's a dam. If you go look behind it, it's a dam. He dammed my whole property up, and he ruined my property.
The neighbor owns the land above Cook's home, up the hill, and behind his property as well.
We haven't been able to sleep for a couple of weeks. I probably lost 10 pounds. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I'm obsessed with this thing.
Cook decided to document the whole thing, taking hundreds of pictures, including photos of his chickens who died in the rising water. As for why the wall was built, Cook believes it's because he wouldn't go along with his neighbor's plans for future development of the area.
I just want to be left alone. Leave me alone. And my garage is ruined. Somebody told me the foundation's undermined. So I can't afford to build a new garage.
He also decided to call us and call a lawyer.
I was absolutely flabbergasted that somebody would do such a thing. And I think a jury would feel the same way.
Rusty McLean is now filing a lawsuit against the neighbors in civil court, but says there's a criminal side to this as well.
Under North Carolina law, you cannot interfere to such an extent with the natural flow of water that it causes damage to another person.
And he built that wall right on the property line, correct?
Right on the property line.
Is there rules about how far off that line it should be?
Don't even care about that. It's the dam that created the wrong.
McLean says it's not where the wall was built, but how it changed the flow of runoff across Cook's property and the damage that caused.
It's the most egregious thing that I've witnessed in 47 years.
We did try to speak with the neighbors, but when we went to their house and asked for an interview, we were told no. We also checked with the Haywood County Sheriff's Office, who confirmed there is an open and active investigation into the issue. A spokesperson said several agencies are looking into the case and criminal charges could still be forthcoming. Meanwhile, Cook is left waiting on the courts while his property waits underwater.
The last week when we were in church, the sermon was love thy neighbor, and that's kind of hard to do.
That aired last night. Joe got a hold of the local ABC affiliate. Joe got a hold of an attorney. I talked to Joe a little bit, emailed back and forth about this. The attorney took the case on a contingency basis, okay, meaning, of course, the attorney gets paid if Joe collects any sort of monetary settlement or court-ordered settlement or anything like that. Joe also told me that this attorney, Rusty McLean, is a terror in the courthouse. Good. This is fighting back. This is what we need to do. We can write letters. We've all written our senators. We've all written our congressmen, whatever, about wrongs. This is how we handle this. This guy who had the property above him, if I remember correctly, he died maybe earlier this year, late last year. So now it's his estate or his heirs or whatever. I believe that's the case. Don't 100% quote me on it. But Joe fought back. Joe's not a wealthy man, but he fought the big man. He fought the wealthy man. And not only are they going after him civilly, but apparently the city, the county, and or the state are going after the owners of the property criminally. This is fighting back. Joe is one of us, guys. He is one of this family, okay? This isn't some news clip I found online or something like that. This is Joe, who watches this channel religiously and has for a long time. He is one of us. He is taking care of himself, his family, his property, his animals, whatever would be, to the best of his ability, until somebody came to screw him. And Joe said, hell no. This is what I was talking about the other day. It's kind of ironic that this happened today. Finally, it gets on media coverage, at least in the local Asheville, North Carolina area. Okay. And when I talked to Joe last night, I'm like, I want this to go national. I want a lot of people to see what an older gentleman can do against a wealthier, bigger, more powerful person. There's a difference between right and wrong. We don't have to take it. We don't have to listen to all this bullshit that comes out of our city, our county, our state, our federal government, whatever it would be. If it's wrong, it's up to us to get in their face and say, I'm going to take you down one way or another. You don't want your kids being groomed? Joe just told you exactly what to do. Okay. You're having property disputes? Joe just told you exactly what to do. You don't want any of these insane taxes? You don't want to go buy an EV? Joe just told you exactly what to do. We don't have to take it, guys. Like I said the other day, the only way we get our country back is if we stand up and fight. Joe, I'm proud of you. You're an example for every single patriot in this country to fight back. Joe's a fellow veteran, just like I am, if you noticed his hat in the video. Joe all deserves our thanks, our prayers, a little bit from the heart. Joe's a leader. He's a vet. He fought. He signed that check. He never gave up. He remembers that oath. I hope you all do too. Pinball out.